Hello again. Welcome to another episode of Leading from Alignment with our good friend and coach and mentor, John Opalewski. How are you today, John?
Jim, I'm well. I'm doing better. I'm having a good day today because we've spent extra time today
Yeah.
visiting together, uh, before and in between recording.
In
And
between, we had to hit pause. Yeah, and
Good.
that's again, you guys don't know this, but because of the podcast situation, I get access to John on a regular basis. I get all the best of Converge for free. So if you want to get a real deal, just get on a podcast with John. Right on. Hey, tell us about episode 329
Yeah.
today.
So I want to talk about delegation,
Yeah.
and I want to get uber practical today.
Okay.
Just delegation tips and traps.
Yes.
Um, the Sharing the ministry load doesn't always come naturally to a leader.
Yeah.
And if you're a pastor and a perfectionist, you've got double trouble,
Yeah.
really. It's very easy to fall into these types of thought patterns. No one can do this as well as I
Yes.
can.
Right.
It's just faster if I do it myself instead of teaching someone else. And I think those thoughts seem and feel practical in the moment, but they eventually lead to a host of issues.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me share a few of those with you. A lack of team health and development.
Yeah.
Part of your job as a pastor is to develop the team.
Yeah.
And I don't think you can develop your team if you don't delegate well.
Yeah.
A lack of your church's health is another thing that can happen. And then also a lack of your own health because doesn't expect you to do everything,
Right.
be the end all be all, to be one who's got his fingers or her fingers into every conceivable nook and cranny of the
Right.
organization you lead.
Right.
Not good for you.
Right.
So, I'd like to just talk first about some tips today, Jim,
Yeah.
and then some traps, and then we're going to finish with uh, levels of delegation authority, and I'll just explain that when we
Right
get there.
on.
So, yeah, are you ready
Yeah.
to go?
Rock and roll. Here we go.
Okay, here's the first delegation tip. Delegation isn't easy. Sorry, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry to bum you out.
Yeah.
Um, and it doesn't normally come naturally, but the good news is you can learn it.
Yeah.
You actually can learn how to be uh, adequate at it, to be functional at
Yeah.
it. Um, and but it comes through practice. It comes through stubbing your toe. It
Yeah.
comes through making mistakes. So that's the first tip.
Yeah.
I'll give a couple and then I'll stop and just let you respond. Here's the second delegation tip. Clarity is your friend.
Yeah.
It is your friend.
It
A
is.
clear description of a task or a project you want to give to somebody, along with the intended outcome of that task or project,
Right. Right.
greatly increases the chance of success. Sometimes you have to write it out because there's complexity. Sometimes it's a simple thing and you could just shoot a text
Yeah.
to bring clarity. But here's the key: when you delegate, when I delegate, Jim, the person we're delegating to can't be confused
Right.
about what we want.
Right.
We have to be crystal clear about it. So delegation isn't easy.
Yeah.
Clarity is your friend. I want to stop. I want to hear what you have to
Yeah.
say.
Well, I have commonly 38 years of vocational ministry. I have commonly made the same mistake over and over again to the place where I'm very conscious of it, and that is this. My assumption is if I know what I'm talking about, they know what I'm talking about. If I know how to do something and I'm asking them to do it, they know how to do something. And it's almost never true. So I like
Yeah,
that clarity part. Say it, ask them to repeat it back to you, whatever the exercise is,
good.
so that it's in writing. This is the responsibility. These are the times that are required. This is the outcomes we're looking for. It may seem like, oh, I'm treating them like they're stupid. It's like, no, no, assume they don't know what you're talking about. They're not stupid. They're ignorant. There's a difference between those. They don't know what you know, and they don't know how to do what you know how to do. And if you don't do it well, you set them up to fail, and then you have to fire them from your mismanaged task. And then
Yeah,
it's, now we're hurting people's feelings. And it's
right.
so doing this well is huge. Doing this poorly is huge. So
Yes.
yeah,
And you said an important word there about communication. Good communication is the people I'm communicating to understand
yes, yeah,
what I mean and can spit it back out to me.
yes,
Then I know
yeah,
I've done a good job communicating. And when it comes to delegating, I think over communicating is usually a good idea,
yeah, yes, yeah,
as opposed to going the other route. So
yeah,
delegation isn't easy, but it can be
yeah,
learned. Clarity is your friend. Here's a third one. Provide a clear why
yeah,
when you can.
yeah, right,
It's good to explain why what we ask somebody to do matters,
yeah,
how it connects to the bigger picture, to the vision, to the mission. I think everybody that I believe this about our team at Converge Coaching. Everybody wants to know how what they do contributes to the larger whole.
yes, yeah, right,
And we try to do our best to connect those dots. I think that's my job
yeah, right,
is as the leader is to help my team connect those dots,
yeah,
especially those who are in the background.
yeah,
We have a couple of on the administrative team. They're not forward facing,
yeah,
but this whole thing would fall apart without them.
in a month, yeah, yeah,
We wouldn't be able to do it. And
yeah,
and I want to make sure they understand how the behind the scenes work that they do matters.
yeah,
So provide a clear why, set clear parameters.
yeah,
Um, healthy delegation includes boundaries.
yeah,
I mean, here's some thoughts I have around that. Share your values. Like,
yeah,
why is this important? Why is this important to me? I want you to understand that. Obviously, you need to be clear parameter-wise about budget,
yeah,
maybe about some lessons learned from the past.
yeah,
Uh, I think this, Jim, I don't think parameters limit creativity. They actually empower it.
yes, I agree.
Because
Yeah,
I feel free now. I know where the fence is.
yeah,
I'm free to create within the confines of this fence. I want to stop, give you
yeah.
another chance
Well,
to.
it's an old visual, but as you said that, the difference between a swamp and a river is its banks. Its
Mm,
banks give it that energy, that flow, that instead of just stagnating. And I think too, being clear, there's probably a reason that there's a vacancy. Either we've grown beyond the leadership we have, or we're making a change in leadership, and they should know why. What happened to your predecessor was
yes,
it outgrew them or they weren't effective at it or their life got too busy or whatever. So helping them prepare properly again, whenever you delegate, you're asking somebody to share a part of the load. You're giving them
yes,
responsibility. Everybody's born looking for someone who's looking for them. So there's this thought of I'm now looking for a person like you. That's a real honor, but that depth of honor can become a real pain if that honor if there's not success. So I'm going to ask you to teach this class. 3 weeks later, hey, the parents are all complaining about your teaching. That's I wish that I never asked them to teach because I've somehow that there's failure that now goes deeper than the honor that was bestowed 3 weeks ago. So setting
yeah,
people up for their success is good delegation. It is, don't put them where they don't belong. Don't throw them in deeper water than they can swim in. And
yes,
one success will become 10 successes over the course of a matter of
that's right.
time. And now we're really building people. So yeah,
Yeah.
something else too that came to mind, John, is that Jesus led with his absence always in mind. He was not planning
Mm,
on being the CEO for 70 years. He
that's
was
right.
planning on a season where they would get what he had to some degree to a place where they could apply it the way that they applied it and spread it all over the world. So I think that too, when you do delegate, they should need you in the moment, but not forever. So delegate to
That's good.
reliable people that can do a great job better than you did, better than the person that was there before them. Set them up to
Right.
succeed. I think this is all great tips for delegation that you're giving us.
Yeah, let me give you one more and then we'll
Yeah.
we'll jump into the traps. And this is probably something you already know, Pastor, but I'll just say it again. Define a clear win.
Yeah.
Like in your mind, what does success look like?
Yeah.
When the task is complete or the project is finished, how will everyone know it was done well?
Yeah.
How are we going to measure that? That's that's your responsibility. Now, I
Yeah.
can hear pastors, I can hear the wheels turning already. Like, John, this sounds like a lot of work. Well, yeah, it is a lot of work.
Yeah.
And and but here's the deal. If you'll just do this well now,
Yeah.
your life will be so much better
Yeah. Right. You're
down
multiplying.
the road,
Yeah.
exponentially better. And so will the lives of the people on your team, by the way,
Yes.
not just
Right.
you.
Yes.
I think your wife will be appreciative, your spouse will be appreciative
Sure.
of your delegating ability. So there's this wonderful ripple effect that happens when you do it well. Here's some traps around delegation. I think
Okay.
where we get into trouble as leaders with delegation. One, delegating tasks but not authority.
Yeah.
You know the drill. We hand
Yeah.
someone responsibility but not the authority to make any decisions,
Right.
and that creates frustration and constant check-ins. That
Yeah.
sounds something like this. Let me run that by Pastor Jim first.
Yeah. Yeah.
And here's the result of that trap is that we create bottlenecks.
Yeah.
You're the bottleneck now. Everything's got to come through you.
Yeah.
There's this sense of disengagement, I think, when we ask somebody you to do this and we don't give them an understanding of what decision-making ability they have in all of this.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, it's so much better, Jim, to be explicit about, the decision-making authority up front.
Yeah.
So that's a trap.
Yes.
Delegating tasks, but not authority. Here's another one, micromanaging after you delegate.
Yeah.
You delegate, then you hover.
Yeah. There's a joke on my staff that, Pastor Jim is not a control freak, but he's just a freak that needs a lot of control. It's kind of funny, but it really speaks to what you're saying right now. I'm not a control freak, but I am a freak. I need a lot of control. There's a difference in my mind, and there probably isn't in their mind sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've done this. Pretty sure I have. That I've delegated. Not only have I hovered, at times I've redone the work.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And the result has been annoying the daylights out of my team.
Yeah.
But not just that, eventually they're going to stop taking ownership
Yeah.
and start waiting for me to stamp
Yes.
everything they do.
Yeah.
It's so much better after we delegate. Here's what I'd like. I'd like to suggest that we delegate, step back, stay available,
Yeah.
but not intrusive,
Yeah.
and coach instead of
Right.
control.
That's great. Coach instead of control. That's great.
Yeah. Let me give you a third one here, Jim.
Yeah.
Third trap of delegation, abdicating instead of delegating. I guess I kind of already mentioned that.
Yeah.
You drop a task on someone with little context, training, or support, and then you disappear.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a trap, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
result is confusion, anxiety, and often preventable failure.
Yeah.
It's so much better, I think, to couple delegation with guidance and proper follow up and encouragement, especially
Yeah.
if it's a project that has complexity to it. So I want to stop because I gave you a couple there. I'd like to hear from you.
Yeah, I think the thing that keeps coming back to mind is Ephesians 4, right? God gave as gifts to the ecclesia, the congregations of people who've been called out of darkness into light, these wonderful gifts that are apostolic and prophetic and teaching, pastoral, evangelistic. Those are great, but they all focus on creating a change in the people of the church. It's a gift from God
Mhm.
to prepare them for these works. Ephesians
That's right.
2:10 works, Ephesians 4:11 and 12 works. So I think sometimes the pastor is the guy who knows it, that does the thing, and the woman that leads the this and does the that. I mean, I get it. And there's a certain joy in being a celebrity within your own gift set, but it's not what we're called to be, right? We're not
Right.
professional Christian speakers. We're disciplers. Go and make disciples. A disciple is not just somebody who knows the 16 tenets of their faith. They're the people that know God, but they also know themselves because somebody saw them, somebody, refined them, someone released them. It's all very relational. So I like what you're saying about don't just give them a task and even a job description and then turn them loose. That's the church is desperately in need of more fathers and mothers. We had lots of brothers and
Right.
sisters, lots of sons and daughters, but a few people who say, "Hey, you did a great job, and it really, really matters." That those you should say that a lot. Again, everybody's
Yeah.
born looking for someone who's looking for them, and if you can be the one that looked for them and found them, and then put them in a room full of people that were looking for them, you'll be on the 5 people that changed my life list.
That's right.
Rather than the person who didn't want to do the nursery, so they gave it to me because I was dumb enough to
Yeah.
say yes until I couldn't say yes anymore. Yeah,
Yeah. And so I think under this third one of abdicating instead of delegating, I would
yeah,
encourage you to set some check-in time. So if
absolutely.
it's a yeah,
Yeah,
so when you delegate, say, hey, here's kind of can you commit to getting this done by let's say 2 weeks?
yeah,
Let's do a check-in a weekend,
yeah,
5 minutes, just check in. Let's see how you're doing.
yeah,
I think that's you're not hovering in that moment in that approach, but you're not abdicating
yeah.
either. I made
Right.
the mistake of thinking I've delegated this. I shouldn't have to think about it anymore.
Yeah.
Um, that's not always true.
No.
And I think we have to be more nuanced in it, in
Yeah.
our thoughts around that. Okay, here's a fourth trap: delegating only what you don't like.
Yeah.
That's a trap.
Yeah.
You keep the meaningful or visible work and offload your leftovers.
Yeah.
And here's what I think happens to the team: they start to feel undervalued.
Hmm.
They stay underdeveloped.
Yeah.
And a much better strategy, I think, is to delegate responsibility that actually will grow somebody,
Yeah.
not just things that are going to lighten your load. So
Yeah.
there's a couple parameters there.
Yeah.
Like, I've thought of delegation of here's all the things I don't like to do. I'm going to find somebody else to do it. Boom, I don't have to. But the growth part for me has been, will this help develop the person?
Yes. That's the question. Yeah.
And that takes a little bit more thinking time
Yeah. Yeah.
on my part. So, Pastor, avoid this trap.
Yeah.
It's going to create problems for you. Here's another one: failing
Yeah.
to adjust delegation levels. Let me
Okay.
explain, and
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about this at length in just a minute. You keep there are different levels of delegation.
Okay.
It has to do with trust.
Hmm.
It has to do with authority. And level one would be what I consider the lowest level of delegation.
Okay.
And there are level one tasks that they're like follow the script sort of
Yeah.
task. And there are people on your team who are ready for more than just following a script.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, or you make the other mistake. They're only ready for level one and you're pushing them up level
Yeah.
four, level five,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And they're not ready for that. So the result, here's what happens. We either stagnate our team because we're not giving them enough responsibility, or we overwhelm them
Right. Right.
because we're giving them too much responsibility. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah. And again, back to that communication piece. How would you know unless you are checking in? How are
Right.
things going? Great. Anything else I can do? That might be a clue, or like, man, I'm doing the best I can, but boy, it's really overwhelming. That would be a clue to adjust that. But if you don't ask, something generally breaks before you know there's a problem. And now you have two problems.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let me give you one more,
Okay.
and I'm going to modify this on the fly if it's okay.
Do it.
Um, I'm so the show notes won't be accurate probably.
Yeah.
So you'll have to cross it out on the show notes if you're taking notes. You never celebrate wins or review outcomes.
Yeah.
So the result is we miss learning moments. Um, we miss moments to cheer people on, to
Yeah.
affirm them. Uh, we miss the opportunity to refine, process, and
Yeah.
um, Pastor, I'll just be flat out transparent. I I don't do a great job of that, I don't think.
Mm,
I want
mm,
to do better.
right.
And I think I try to celebrate my team.
Yeah.
I try to do that well. I'm talking about personally. I
Okay.
don't always celebrate.
I got you. Okay. All right. I was going to say, I kind of
Like
disagree with you, but I understand what
I'm
you're saying
on to
now.
the next thing
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
and not taking time to say, "Hey, that was good work.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna go have a uh, an apple."
Yeah.
Say it used to be a candy bar, but
Yeah.
I'm off
That didn't keep the
sugar right
doctor
now.
away. Yeah. Candy bars don't keep
That's
the
right.
doctor away.
So so these traps, I, I I think what happens is this is where the delegation stuff really starts to unravel for us because it's I think delegation is not science as much as it is art form.
Yeah. Sure.
And it's always harder in my mind to um, lead in a way that requires an art form
Yeah.
to it. And
Yes.
I think delegation does, and it does require effort and energy from me.
Yes.
But boy, the fruit of it, if I do it well, the multiplication potential of it is pretty exciting to me.
Yeah.
So let's talk about real quickly here some
Yeah.
levels of delegation authority, Jim. I know we're throwing a lot at you all today,
That's good
um,
though. Keep throwing
but
it.
we want to toss a bunch at you today. This is adapted from Michael Hyatt. I was in a gym, I don't know, 7 years ago, lifting weights
Yeah.
with listening to a Michael Hyatt podcast on delegation, and it was 30 minutes and it was so good, so
Got
powerful.
stuck. Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to recreate it the way he did it, but I'm going to give you like five things
Okay.
real quick. Five levels of delegation authority. Level one, do exactly what I ask you to do. Do not deviate.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard him say that.
That's level one. Level
Yeah.
two, um, research this for me. Here's a project we're trying to get done or a task we're trying to
Yeah.
accomplish. Would you research that for me and then report back with a few options? Now
Yeah.
I'm asking them to think with me
Yeah. That's good.
about a solution and we'll figure out what the best one is and then we'll carve a pathway for them to take that on perhaps. Level three is I want you to research the topic, the challenge, the issue, outline some what you think are the best three options, but then I want you to make a recommendation to me.
Okay.
What do you think is the best one and why?
Yeah.
Level four. See, each
Yeah.
one of these levels, I'm
Yeah.
trusting this person a little bit more. Level
Right.
four is where it really starts to take a huge leap in trust. I want you to research, but I want you just to make the decision. I want you to research, but then I want you to make the decision.
Yeah.
Go ahead and execute the project and then tell me what you did.
Okay.
That's a big leap.
That's multiplication, though, right? You now have two of you to some degree. You've trusted the person; they've proven themselves trustworthy enough. There's two of you now
That's right.
on this topic. Yeah.
That's right. And then level five is, hey, make whatever decision you think is best, execute it, and you don't even need to tell me.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't even want to know. Um,
I even want to know.
and
Yeah.
so there is, I've made mistakes in both levels here. I've given people who are only ready for level one, level three, or four,
Yeah. Same here.
and they failed, and it was my fault that they failed. It wasn't
Yeah.
their fault.
Yeah.
I've given people who are ready for level three, level four, I have kept them only at level one
Yeah.
or maybe level two, and they've got more potential than that, and I've frustrated them
Yeah.
unnecessarily.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
you might be listening and watching today and thinking, why we take a whole half hour talking about this?
Yeah.
Here's why, because learning to delegate well isn't just about getting more done. It's
Right.
about building people,
Right. Right.
strengthening the church,
Yeah.
sustaining leadership over the long haul. When you share the ministry load, the church you lead has a far better chance of fulfilling its God given purpose
Yeah.
and reaching its full potential. And you increase the likelihood that you'll lead better
Yeah.
and you'll be able to lead longer and you'll actually enjoy the journey more.
Yeah.
So that's what we want for you. That's our mission. Our mission is to help leaders lead
Yeah.
better, lead longer,
Right.
and enjoy it more. This, what we're talking about today, is a huge part of that
Yeah.
puzzle. So, Jim,
Yeah.
that's what I've got today.
I love it. I love it. I think my favorite part about this is, I think everybody listening, if they're listening, probably believes in God. That's probably
Mm,
a universal truth of those that are watching and listening right now. I don't think in a practical way, though, everybody believes that God believes in people in a functional way. And I think that we
mm,
were talking about secondly is that just, yeah, I believe in God. So I'm doing all this stuff for him. You believe in a God who we know believes in people and has given them
mm.
purpose and helping them discover that, develop that, and then deploy that is a great joy in ministry. So I love delegation because it gives a satisfaction that to the it's more satisfying to watch my kids open their gifts on Christmas than it is for me to open mine because I it's more
Yeah,
blessed to give. And that's true of responsibility, that's true of authority, that's true of give the right gifts to the right people, give the right positions to the right people. It's so satisfying, such a wonderful thing. And then they get to play too. Instead of just watching you go out there and swing the bat, they get to swing the bat too. And it is a joy. It's a joy to create fruit that lasts. So, John, thanks for this. I think these are great points, and I think there's a lot of people trying to figure out now how to put this in their organization. So,
yeah,
I guess I come back to our watchers and listeners. How do we apply this? Well, inspiration's great. Application is the next step.
that's right.
Perspiration comes after that. So, Converge is here for all of those things. We're here to help you by inspiring you. We're here to help you apply these things. And then we're here when it gets tough, when mistakes are made, when perspiration, that wonderful school of pain hits. Like we what do you think the number of years of experience are on the entire staff in pastoral ministry? It's got to be, it's
I mean,
hundreds, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, right?
hundreds and hundreds. Yeah, I think we might be in over 1,000 years
Yeah.
of
So, it's funny, like
experience.
no man, no woman in the room is smarter than every man in the room,
That's right.
right? So getting counselors in your life, people that can be honest and say, I can help you with that, or hey, I know someone who you should meet that can help you with that. That's one of the things we love to do at Converge is to help you succeed. So how can we help you? Let us know. Go to convergecoach.com, click on the button. Let's have a conversation soon and see what it is that we can do to be helpful to you. In the meantime, uh, leadership looks like delegation. Jesus did it. Moses did it. John does it. So if John and Jesus and Moses do it, those are three old guys. You know what I mean? They know what they're doing. So I encourage you, let us be a part of your story. God bless you as you continue to lead from the line.